This is how the order works. In Nashua, starting today, you must wear a mask in situations.
So, Dr. Newman, you're saying that everybody wears a mask?
That's correct, Wendy. We all wear masks, metaphorically speaking.
Where social distancing is just not possible. Examples of when face coverings are required in the city include at grocery stores, medical offices, pharmacies, really any business, restaurant, or government building where you may come into close contact with other people. You could face a $1,000 fine, and educating people about why they must now wear those masks.
Let go of that fellow!
Could face a $1,000 fine.
That's correct, Wendy. We all wear masks, metaphorically speaking.
And educating people about why they must now wear those masks.
Yeah, right. If French women are free to sunbathe in the nude, is it all right for the country to ban Muslim women from covering themselves entirely, wearing their veils in public?
We learned that this woman was fined $30 for driving while wearing the more conservative veil. The charge? She was a safety risk because it hampered her vision. French President Nicolas Sarkozy says, in effect, who are we kidding? The veil is used to oppress women. It is not a religious symbol, he says. It's a sign of enslavement. It's a sign of enslavement. It will not be welcome in the French Republic.
L'État, à partir du 11 mai, en lien avec les maires, devra permettre à chaque Français de se procurer un masque grand public. Pour les professions les plus exposées et pour certaines situations comme dans les transports en commun, son usage pourra devenir systématique.
Du meine Arbeit für richtig hältst, ob du glaubst, dass ich fleißig gewesen bin, dass ich gearbeitet habe, dass ich mich in diesen Jahren für dich eingesetzt habe, dass ich anständig meine Zeit verwendet habe im Dienste meines Volkes. Gib du jetzt deine Stimme ab. Wenn ja, dann tritt für mich ein, so wie ich für dich eingetreten bin.
France is not alone. The Netherlands and Belgium are debating a ban for security reasons and to ensure integration into society.
It's personal choice, and it's against freedom in every way.
And at the center of it all, a question. Does a country that gives women freedom to dress like this have the legal right to ban this? Everyone should be free to express themselves, she says, without having to consult a law.
The staff at these places must also wear face coverings. The order also includes children as young as 10 years old.
The national parks are taking precautions as they work to reopen facilities. Once open, visitors will be required to be 6 feet apart and wear face coverings, but they will not be required while outdoors.
But just careful, especially being coming, but just go to be very fair, and that's perfect.
With visitation to the volcanoes and canyons more than doubling in March.
The European Court of Human Rights has upheld a Belgian ban on wearing the full face veil in public. It ruled that Belgium had the right to enforce the ban to ensure social cohesion and protect the rights and freedoms of others. The court rejected a legal challenge by 2 Muslim women who wanted to wear the niqab in public but now risk fines and up to 7 days in jail. Belgium banned face veils in 2011 on security grounds to allow police to identify people. Some also argued they were symbols of the oppression of women, and MPs passed the law almost unanimously.
Will be mandatory for passengers too. Ryanair executive Eddie Wilson. You will have to have a mask, I think, to get into an airport now, and we will be insisting on it on board. It's part of, it's there on your boarding card. You know, if you don't have one, you won't be able to travel.
And for security reasons, and to ensure integration into society.
In 1997, an English lady art director came into my shop Mondo Novo Maschere in Venice to buy a number of very elaborate and very expensive masks, which she said were to be used in a movie by Kubrick that was being shot partly in London and partly in the States.
International news now, and Belgium could become the first European country to ban the full Islamic veil or niqab. Today, the Belgian parliament is all set to pass a vote on a law that makes covering the face in public a crime. The draft of the bill recommends a fine of up to 25 euros and imprisonment of up to 7 days. And this comes a day after French President Nicolas Sarkozy said the French government is also drafting a similar legislation.
The ban will be applicable to any public space, including the street. And it's not anti-Islamic.
I think we have to sustain or to support the fight of many women in the world against all kind of domination by men.
La burqa, le voile intégral, n'est pas un simple vêtement. Et nous pensons que si nous voulons vivre ensemble, se connaître, il faut pouvoir se reconnaître également.
Which is considered by this person as the expression of his or her religion. What they are doing is unconstitutional.
There's hardly been a debate on the question of a complete ban on the burqa here in Belgium, as everyone seems to approve.
What they are doing is unconstitutional.
There are still some voices from the Muslim communities that are a small minority here in Belgium.
She didn't tell me anything else, but we were asked to keep it a secret and not to show the masks that she had bought. Perhaps for a magic mirror trick, or...
The veil, he says, makes it impossible for people to recognize their own wife. The French government says this is not about religion.
Again, still asking for our secrecy and discretion, and of course we obliged.
Every new terror alert focuses hostile attention on France's Muslims. A poll this summer found 82% of French people want the full veil banned in public. It's widely seen as anti-French and a symbol of oppression.
Unfortunately, the movie is now known for being Kubrick's last film, as he died during editing. The film, Eyes Wide Shut, is adapted from Dream Story, a novella from Arthur Schnitzler.
Eyes Wide Shut. This is what the Prime Minister said. I think in our country people should be free to wear what they like. What does matter, if for instance a school has a particular uniform policy, or when coming into contact with an institution, or you're in court, if you need to be able to see someone's face at the border, then I will always back the authority and the institution that have put that in proper place with sensible rules. And you agree?
I absolutely agree. I think as a feminist, as a human rights activist, and also just as a woman, I think that these are sensible measures that most people in this country will...
In the so-called orgy scene, there are several masks. Tom Cruise, the main character, loses himself inside this place where everybody wears a mask and not everybody wears clothes.
You know, if you work in a school, at a border agency, in a bank, or, you know, wherever you need to somebody show their identification, I think it is absolutely clear guidance to those people to say, you can see somebody's face, you are given authority to say, I'd like to see your face for identification purposes. And those people that work in those institutions now have clear guidance without feeling scared, without feeling, oh my goodness, I'm a racist, and also without feeling that they've actually insulted somebody's religion, because covering your face in Islam is not a requirement. This is a cultural thing that has been forced onto women.
Where everybody would wear masks made by the same mask maker. Kubrick wanted to give a sense of uniformity, where all the participants knew each other and were from the same closed club.
So, at a guess, this law will be enforced as rigorously as another one still on the books in France, the one that bans women from wearing pants.
The story, I'm joined now by Judith Sunderland from Human Rights Watch. Ms. Sunderland, you're one of many human rights campaigners opposed to these proposed laws. Why is that?
Well, it's really fundamentally about the proper role of the state in matters relating to religion and to personal autonomy, freedom.
How will
to wear the veil?
How will it not help them, do you think?
Danish lawmakers approved the law Thursday, popularly known as the burqa ban. The government says it does not include headscarves, turbans or the Jewish skull cap. For first-time offenders, there's a potential fine of $157, and repeat offences risk fines up to $1,600 or even jail sentences up to 6 months.
The Prime Minister is saying is that if you are required in this country to show your face, you are obliged to, because other people have to, for security measures, for whatever reason, for identification. Look, we're living in a country where terrorism and extremism is a real threat, and we have to be accountable for that, and we have to take measures to make sure that we can screen people and people show their faces.
Community, and myself as a Muslim and a woman, I take umbrage to this.
And I have no recommendation on that. I'm talking about having been brought up in a country that doesn't better their life. And just coming back on the extremism, I didn't make a link between face, covering your face and extremism. I said, basically, because we live under the fear of extremism and terrorism, we need everybody in society, whether you're in a balaclava or a hoodie, you need to be made accountable for who you are for identification purposes. If you are going into a public building and nobody can see your face, that is a problem for security services. And the security services in this country have absolutely stopped a lot of terrorism acts going on.
Eyes wide shut.